Hello everybody, Royalivi here, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of the Sorare Road to Glory. Now, I'm going to be tracking the value of my account and the account assets a bit differently going forward. Previously, the tracker I had in place felt a bit off to me. It wasn't accurate in tracking my account from its inception. It only tracked my account from when I started the Road to Glory series, and it did not account for assets held in the club. For instance, if I bought a player for 0.1 Ethereum, my tracker would go down by 0.1 Ethereum like I'd completely lost that money and the Ethereum from the purchase. It would not factor in the value of this asset now in my club, and you know, that shit just didn't feel fair to me, so I felt it was the right time to record this in a different manner just to ensure that the tracker accurately reflected the state of my account. Now, how have I got to that figure currently held in the top left, you might ask? Well, Jason, that's a brilliant question. This is all being tracked via Microsoft Excel, and apologies if your name is not Jason, by the way, but you know, it might have freaked out anyone watching this called Jason, so fuck it, there you go. But okay, here on Excel, I have a few bits and bobs going on, some cheeky formulas dotted around. So here in the top left, we have the crux of it all, the current profit of the account since the inception, currently sitting at around 10.5 grand. Now, this total profit is calculated by the combined value of my assets, the Ethereum held in the account, and any capital invested. So we can see that I invested £2,000 when I started my account. I also currently have a little over £1,600 worth of Ethereum in the account, and my assets are valued at about 10.9k. So that is what makes up the grand fiat total profit of 10.5 grand that you can see on the top left of the screen. Now, these values pull through from rows 7 and 8, with my assets being my Sorare data gallery value, and the Ethereum held in the account works via a formula to pull through against any trades I make based on the Ethereum I started Season 2 with. So I started Season 2 with 1.0355 Ethereum in the account, and then this formula is able to subtract from any trades I make or rewards I win. I then have a rough Ethereum price here that the formula all pulls against to calculate up-to-date values, as obviously Ethereum fluctuates in price quite heavily, so it just helps to have an accurate view of my account based on the current price of Ethereum. And then I've got my Season 2 profits and loss tracker down here. This is just to keep track of how I do during Season 2 to see if I'm goated at trading and winning so 5 rewards. And speaking of rewards, for Game Week 242, it was a brutality. I was repping my AZ stack with Common Guvenk in goal for this game week, and I missed the second Ethereum threshold by 2 points. A measly 2 points. Which is quite funny in the sense that if I had my Red Dion that I sold in the last episode, I would have hit the second threshold, but peaks and troughs and all that, what can you do? If anything, I was more let down by some events from the PSV AZ match. Now, AZ pulled off a great 2-1 win away from home here. The GOAT, Bruno Martins Indy, managed to bag a goal, and the team are on a great run of form right now, so happy to call myself an AZ fan at the moment. But when you finish 2 points shy of the threshold, you have to look at the little things that cost you. And in the last minute of the game, my boy Sorare got booked for time wasting, which if we then check his stats page, we can see he was given a -3 points deduction. So, you know, that booking has essentially been the decider of what threshold bracket I hit. But hey, can't be mad at him for time wasting away from home against one of the best teams in the league in that situation. Any other player would have done the same. But what I can be mad about is Opta and the decisions they make and the conclusions they arrive at. So welcome to some brand spanking new technology that we have on the channel, the official Royalivi Dubious Decisions panel, hosted by none other than the official Royalivi, otherwise known as myself. And with this technology, we can actually take an advanced look at some of the dubious decisions that those fuckers at Opta have put out into the footballing world. So let's have a look at this goal scored by Jesper Karlsson to win the game. We have a long ball over the top from the back, it goes past everyone and Karlsson slots it home. Glory, glory AZ as they go on to win the game. But let's go back a bit and have a deeper look at this. You see this man circled right here? That is none other than my boy Yukinara Sugawara. Now we can see here Sugawara has lumped the ball upfield, proper Route 101 shit before it ends up at Karlsson's feet for the tap-in. But now if we go back to Sorare and check out Sugawara's decisive score, you know, I'm looking and I can't see an assist given here. So now the question becomes, did Abukal or Mvogo touch the ball on the way to Karlsson to take this assist away from Sugawara? And using the next level technology from the official Royalivi Dubious Decisions panel, we can zoom and enhance.
Can you enhance the image from here?
Can you enhance him right here?
Can you enhance it?
Can you enhance it?
Can we enhance this? Hold on a second, I'll enhance.
And investigate this further. So first of all, I think it's pretty clear from this angle that Abukal did not touch the ball, so I'm ruling any interference from him out of the picture. And sorry if I'm fucking his name up, Abukal, you know what, Abukal, we're going with it. Doesn't matter because he didn't touch the fucking ball, so we then have to take a look at Mvogo. Did he get a touch on the ball on the way down? Well, every other website I've been on seems to fucking think he did, as no one has awarded Sugawara an assist. But you know, I think the technology we have here with the official Royalivi Dubious Decisions panel is obviously a lot more advanced than these other sites. And you know, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking Mvogo has not touched the ball. It's all in plain sight, the ball has not changed trajectory, and we can see Mvogo pull his hand away at the last second. Now, obviously that was a dumbass decision from Mvogo, as he should have palmed the ball away from Carlson, but we're not here to discuss Mvogo's dogshit goalkeeping, we're here to discuss Opta's dogshit stat tracking, and to me, it's clear. No one has touched the ball in between Sugawara's lump upfield and Carlson's finish, and quite frankly, the only fair outcome from all of this is that Opta PayPal me 20 quid. There's no other way around it, so Opta, when you're ready to do the right thing, you can find me at Sorare Royalivi. Do follow me if you're not. I will be waiting with open arms for my money and an apology. But hey, do let me know down below in the comments if you agree with Opta and you think that I'm blind as a bat and Mvogo did touch the ball. It is what it is. What is done is done. That's life. We do, however, add 0.01 Ethereum to the account, which you can see over here in the rewards section on my Gucci Excel spreadsheet. And I'm also going to make a brand new tracker right now, actually, to keep a record of the outcome from the official Royalivi Dubious Decisions panel over the season, because right now I'm 1-0 down to those bastards at Opta. And while we're back on Excel, we can then see all the trades I've currently made since the start of Season 2 here. Obviously, my trading profit is currently down as I'm yet to sell many of these purchases, but hopefully we can flip a lot of these in the market when the right time comes, and fingers crossed make a strong profit over Season 2. But enough of the Excel nerd shit, let's have a more in-depth look at some of these trades I've made. There's a few limited TSV Hartberg players in there, such as Horvat and Tobias Keynes. I'm just banking on Hartberg having a decent second half of the season and those players going up in price to flip on at a later point. Milan Makaric is another player who I feel is slightly undervalued at the moment, plays for a strong Danish side up top most weeks. His card is down as a midfielder, so he is a good option to hopefully bag some goals in the middle for So5 teams. A good run of form could see his price spike a bit, and then I've bought various MLS players. I just needed to bolster my MLS limited sides a bit, so I've picked up some players for decent value here and there that I can either sell on or use in my limited squads. I'm hoping Dominguez can get some good scores for Austin. If Niers Goda gets some more game time at Portland now that he's back from injury, he'll be a good pickup for the prices I got him at, so I even grabbed a rare version of him just in case. Now, obviously Portland have Felipe Mora as their number one, but they did spend over 3 million on Niers Goda, so I'm sure he will get some chances over the coming season. And then I've also got Bill Hammond and Brad Stuver as some goalkeeping options, so hopefully they do bits for me. I then also sold my Eric Lopez rare card. Now, this is in another section on the Excel spreadsheet, as I bought this card before I started Season 2, so I don't want the formulas to duplicate any values and blah 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 blah. So the formula simply adds the Ethereum from the sell into the account to keep everything up to date and nice and tidy, and I've got to say, very happy to get 0.06 Ethereum for Lopez. For some reason, Sorare Data is now saying he plays for Banfield, but a quick Google search reveals he's still at Atalanta as the loan deal to Banfield fell through, so not really sure what's going on there. Either way, just taking a look at his So5 scores for the last season, I mean, dude, that ain't it. That's pretty dog shit. I'm guessing that 65 score in the middle is the one fucking goal he did all season, so other than that, did fuck all year, so whatever. Not in my plans for the coming America season, so quite happy to recoup some Ethereum into the club for him. Now, I have to keep in mind the ever-changing price of Ethereum. Ideally, you want to sell an Ethereum and fiat profit, but if Ethereum rises quickly, who knows how everything will look in that regard. So this tracker does track both Ethereum and fiat profit, compared to the time of purchase and the time of sale, just for reference. And I'll also show you this tab on my Sorare document as well. Basically, this is a list of all my players that have a realistic chance of being in my So5 teams. I've got the various So5 competitions up the top, and it just allows me to keep track of my various potential entries for a game week and how much money I've spent on them, which cards are not quite making any of my teams and could perhaps be sold on, that sort of stuff. So I've got quite a few teams ready for action, so let's take a look at the lineups for game week 244. So the first team I'm going to go through is this new limited team. You might have seen them on my Season 2 trades list and team building tab, as this is a new team I've bought for the remainder of the Bundesliga season. Now, I spent 380 quid on all of these players, so not cheap by any stretch of the imagination, and with only 13 games left of the Bundesliga season, it's unlikely I will immediately make any profit back on these, but maybe I can win something and have some fun with this team for the rest of the season. So yeah, guess I'm a fucking Bundesliga fan now. I've got Castells as the most expensive player in goal. He's tied down for a few more years at Wolfsburg. He's locked in as their number one at the moment, so hopefully he'll be useful for me going into next season as well. Kind of annoying seeing him go for 0.055 Ethereum only a month and a half ago, but in fiat terms he's maintained his value pretty much, so quite happy to pick him up for the price I did. And then I've partnered him at the back with John Brooks, his teammate at Wolfsburg. Now his contract is up at the end of the season, but he's a good enough player to play at a decent level, so I'm sure if he did move on he'd be a good asset to the club wherever he went. And then the remainder of this team is made up with Frankfurt players, so I've got Kamada, So and Rafael Bohr. Now Frankfurt and Wolfsburg have both underperformed underperformed in the league this year. I mean, maybe it's not so much that they've underperformed, but more so that Union, Freiburg and Cologne have overperformed. But I would like to think Frankfurt and Wolfsburg will bounce back with some improved performances in the future, and I've seen before with Cercle Bruges what a good run of form can do for a player's price and the ability to flip a card on for profit, so hopefully their results pick up a bit. This lineup will be in Global Division 5 this week, and I'm hoping it can be a competitive team. Looking at Kamado, we can see bar a little blip in the middle here that he gets some very respectable scores in the upper echelons of the 60s, so is also very capable of some decent scores, as we can see here from his recent results in SO 5. Some nice all-round scores dotted in the mix there as well, with a nice 37.5 against Augsburg, and then Rafael Bohr, always capable of notching up some goals and assists as their main man up top, so overall fairly happy with this team. Although I will say I didn't notice this when I was buying them, but Frankfurt and Wolfsburg are actually playing each other this weekend, so you know, the likely scenario is this game week I won't win a reward, as if my Frankfurt attack does well, it means my Wolfsburg defence does bad, and you know, vice versa. But going forward, I'm sure this will be a fun team, and you know, hopefully it can win me some rewards. And then in Gas 4, I've got the AZ stack back in action. I've captained Pavlidis this week, unsure who will play out of these players and who will be rested, but you know, if Pavli does start, then I'd expect him to hopefully bag a goal or two. TSV Hartberg are back in action in the Austrian League this week, so I've got two teams for them, one in Challenger Limited and the other in the Special Weekly. Now the only difference between these two teams is that my rare team I've got Rotter playing at the back, and in the limited team I've got Sonnleitner. Now both of these teams could be write-offs early doors honestly, as Hartberg have been battling a corona outbreak in the last few weeks. Just last week in the Cup, Florian Face was actually in goal for them, and you know, he was very impressive apparently, so who knows if Rennie Sweet, my goalkeeper, will be back in time and if he'll play. But you know, we'll see. Hopefully if everyone plays, these can be some competitive teams in their respective brackets. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the Special Weekly. It's not a usual thing for me to enter the Special Weekly, but I had the team for it this week and the price pool looks fairly decent compared to the amount of managers entering, so you know, thought fuck it, give it a go, and fingers crossed it all turns out very well for Royalivi. So yeah, that's it. That's all she wrote. That is how I'm going to be presenting everything in Season 2. My overall account profit will be staying up there in the top left, and it will get updated throughout the video. Hopefully we can see that grow a lot between now and the summer months, so do stick around and subscribe to watch it all unfold. Big handshakes to anyone who stayed and watched this whole episode, as I know it was a bit of a longer one, but you know, what can I say? I had a lot of shit to get through, so yeah, appreciate the support and the comments on these videos, and I will catch you next time.